Trump was my biggest mistake, and now America is paying the price. I'll say what millions of Americans are starting to realize: supporting Donald Trump was one of the biggest mistakes we ever made. I'm sorry for misleading people. It was never intentional. I believed in what I was saying at the time. I believed I was fighting for something better. We believed the promises. We believed he would put America first. We believed he would protect our borders, fix our economy, and fight for working families. But what did we get? Higher costs, more division, more chaos. I campaigned for him, you and I, and millions of others who supported him were implicated in this. Instead of helping struggling Americans put food on the table, pay rent, or afford health care, Trump keeps dragging America deeper into foreign conflicts and foreign alliances, while our own people suffer here at home. We voted for America first, but it feels like America came last. Our tax dollars are being burned overseas, our voices are being ignored, our veterans are struggling, families are drowning in inflation. And Trump, he protects his power, he protects the wealthy and the political elite. I regret supporting Trump. I regret believing the promises.
Meet Tucker Carlson, the resentful frozen food heir who became America's most dangerous propagandist. His story begins not in a heartland diner, but in the heart of the coastal elite, the son of a media executive who married into the Swanson frozen food dynasty. He seethed with the classic resentment of a man born on third base who was furious he didn't hit a home run. His radicalization was a series of humiliating failures. After getting rejected by the CIA, he stumbled into journalism. He became a bow-tied conservative gadfly on CNN, most famous for getting called a dick by Jon Stewart on his own show, which was canceled soon after. After another failed show on MSNBC, he landed at Fox News, where he saw a booming market in white grievance and became its most ruthless salesman. He stopped being a pundit and became a full-blown propagandist, relentlessly mainstreaming the white supremacist Great Replacement theory. Now, after being fired from Fox for being too toxic even for the Murdochs, he's a self-published rage merchant on social media. His new act consists of softball interviews with foreign dictators like Vladimir Putin and selling the same brand of xenophobic poison, just with worse production values. Carlson is the ultimate threat, the high priest of MAGA grievance, a man who proves the most dangerous demagogue isn't the one in office, but the one whispering in the ears of millions, telling them exactly who to hate.
You and I and everyone else who supported him, you wrote speeches for him, I campaigned for him. I mean, we're implicated in this for sure.
Yes.
It's not enough to say, well, I changed my mind, or like, oh, this is bad, I'm out. It's like, in very small ways, but in real ways, you and me and millions of people like us are the reason this is happening right now.
Yes.
So I do think it's like a moment to wrestle with our own consciences. We'll be tormented by it for a long time. I will be. And I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people. It was not intentional. That's all I'll say. But anyway, but the question does present itself immediately, like, what is this? Was this always the plan? You don't want to be a conspiracy nut, but like, clearly there were signs of low character. We knew that.
I've heard enough. Tucker Carlson saying we didn't intentionally do this, and there were quote unquote signs of Trump's character issues. And who he's interviewing there is his brother, Buckley Carlson. And he is a Republican Party operative who previously wrote speeches for Trump. His son, also named Buckley, recently resigned as Vance's deputy press secretary following his dad's fallout with Trump. And I have huge issues with these triple Trumpers, that now the very obvious conclusion that Trump is a dipshit, a fascist, a criminal, a con man, and it took you 10, 11 years to figure it out. I'm sorry. I just don't have a lot of empathy for that.
The bigger problem for me is, what did you get from Trump that you didn't expect? Because you got him you got just as advertised. All of us did. It's so much self-serving bullshit. And what really is going on here is that for some reason, Tucker Carlson's not getting exactly what he wants from this president. And so now he wants to have buyer's remorse. It's not because he's got some sort of moral compass and he has somehow seen the light. It's because it doesn't serve his own interest anymore. Complete hypocrisy.
So there's this whole notion right now with a lot of people, Josh, that say we need to offer these triple Trumpers an off-ramp. And I personally feel like, and you grew up in rural Oklahoma, I mean, MAGA central. I grew up in Oklahoma City, the suburbs. And I feel like there's always deference to people who bend their knee to the patriarchy, whose first impulses are homophobia, racism, worshiping money, worshiping rich people. And they all screw up really bad for 11 years now. And then it's like, oh, these poor babies, we need to offer them an off ramp. And I just have a hard time believing that offering these people an off ramp, and you know these people, you know, both the rural type of Trumper, and then we both know the country club type of Trumper that has gay friends, that tries to act socially cool, but every chance they can get, they go vote for racism because they like it. I don't see these people ever voting for Democrats, ever. And I'm not saying we have to be cruel to these people, but not holding them accountable or giving them this off ramp and coddling them is not something I am capable of doing.
The racist, sexist, infantile, toxic, psychopathic, vaguely human-shaped colon polyp Tucker Carlson has come forward with a Shakespearean mea culpa, apologizing to the world for being so wrong about supporting Donald Trump. Tucker is rending his garments, lamenting that he will be tormented for a long time. I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people. You would have to be head in the quicksand, jaw-droppingly gullible to believe that now is the hour of Tucker's discontent, or that he's taking an ethical position in opposition, or that he's anything other than a rat trying to get off the sinking ship. For those of us who have a functioning memory, Tucker promoted bogus, stolen election claims even after private messages revealed that he knew it was all bullshit and that he hated Trump passionately. He called the January 6th insurrection barely a footnote. During the insurrection, he said an assault on an Antifa kid dismayed him because that's not how white men fight. He told a Fox News audience that the world's poor makes us poorer and dirtier and more divided. In 2021, he claimed that President Joe Biden was using immigration policy to replace legacy, aka white Americans. This is a riff on the white replacement or great replacement conspiracy theory. And of course, Tucker's forgotten that the true legacy Americans here are Native Americans. After a Hispanic-hating white mass shooter killed 22 in El Paso, Tucker said, you know what? White supremacy really isn't a problem in this country.
It's actually not a real problem in America. The combined membership of every white supremacist organization in this country would be able to fit inside a college football stadium.
This is the same guy who went on a rant about woke M&Ms and how they are now less sexy. Oh, that's right. Tucker Carlson is sexually frustrated because his favorite pieces of green and brown candy are not giving him a stiffy. Oh, look, dangerous COVID vaccine denial and rants about the un-Americanism of medical masks. Remember when Tucker Carlson didn't see the problem with illegal underage marriage as long as the girl is 16 and the man's 27? And those unearthed recordings of Tucker Carlson talking to shock jock Bubba the Love Sponge about women?
You debate politics with a woman and just go, just full blown out there, especially feminism. If you're talking to a feminist and she's giving you, men really need to be more sensitive and this, actually men don't need to be more sensitive. You just need to be quiet and kind of do what you're told.
What was Tucker Carlson's word to describe the daughter of Martha Stewart?
She seems awful.
Yeah, she is awful. They're very cunty.
She seems extremely
I like
cunty.
to hear that word.
During the Iraq War, Tucker Carlson had really strong opinions about Iraqis.
Iraq is a crappy place filled with a bunch of, semi-literate primitive monkeys. But I just have zero sympathy for them or their culture, a culture where people just don't use toilet paper or forks.
After the unrest, after the police murder of George Floyd, Tucker Carlson called the protesters criminal mobs and yet defended Kyle Rittenhouse, an actual murderer, and on and on and on. And now Tucker wants to pour stain remover on decades of cretinous behavior. He wants to play deceived victim. He was so wrong. He's so sorry. He's not sorry. He's the same sexist, racist, transactional, fear-pimping snake that he has always been. Tucker, we don't buy it. We don't believe you. You are not forgiven. So take your image rehab crocodile tears and go cry them in the misogynistic, xenophobic, racist clan cave that you crawled out of. We are not impressed.
No, Tucker Carlson's not sorry. If you haven't seen, Tucker Carlson issued an apology on his show to everybody in MAGA for being responsible for basically bullshitting them and creating Trump. Yeah. MAGA's running away from Trump as fast as they possibly can. And no, it's not because any of them are sorry. It's because the writing is on the wall. These gas prices are here to stay. Even if they came up with a peace deal tomorrow, it is going to be 6 months before the infrastructure is put back in place where we can replace the oil that's missing. Yeah, we're looking at gas prices, elevated gas prices for at least a year. At least a year. They know the economic damage this is going to do. They know this is leading to a recession. They don't want to be responsible for any of the stupid shit that they caused. That's all this is. Trying to distance themselves so that they don't end up being responsible for the stupid shit they caused.
Crack-a-hoe Tucker Carlson thinks that we're going to believe that he feels bad for misleading people into supporting Trump. In the words of JoJo's great hit, it's too little, too late.
I campaigned for him. I mean, we're implicated in this for sure.
Yes.
It's not enough to say, well, I changed my mind, or like, oh, this is bad, I'm out. It's like, in very small ways, but in real ways, you and me and millions of people like us are the reason this is happening right now.
Yes.
So I do think it's like a moment to wrestle with our own consciences. We'll be tormented by it for a long time. I will be. And I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people. It was not intentional.
I just don't know. Like, what did he not know before 2024? What was not known? Donald Trump had already grabbed women between the legs. Donald Trump had already incited a deadly insurrection. Tucker Carlson had already concluded that Donald Trump was a, quote, demonic force. So I don't buy it. I don't believe you, Tucker. But that was Tucker Carlson. For any suckers still watching him, apparently experiencing, or at least projecting, a brand new persona that embodies this regret and torment and self-loathing for helping Donald Trump 3 times. Tucker helped him 3 times. Trump has run 3 times. Tucker was there all the way.
Tucker Carlson is the son of a CIA operative and a father to a member of the J.D. Vance cabinet who spent decades spewing absolute bullshit on Fox News, self-admittedly. So if you find yourself sometimes agreeing with him, that I just hope that you see him for the opportunist that he really is, and that there are other better options who share those opinions that you like.
And it actually reminds me of my favorite story ever. So it's about 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem, and Jesus shows up and he starts talking about the people in power, and he starts doing the worst thing that you can do, which is telling the truth about people, and they hate it, and they just go bonkers. They hate it, and they become obsessed with making him stop. This guy's got to stop talking. We've got to shut this guy up. And I can just sort of picture the scene in a lamplit room with a bunch of guys sitting around eating hummus, thinking about what do we do about this guy telling the truth about us? We must make him stop talking. And there's always one guy with the bright idea, and I could just hear him say, I've got an idea, why don't we just kill him? That'll shut him up. That'll fix the problem.
Confuse the enemy. Mm-hmm. Yep.